You can add one forward and one defenseman from Leafs pass, and you add it to this team. Who are you adding? So I'm going to let you pick one forward and one defenseman from all-time Leafs. Anybody who's ever put on the uniform, you could put them on next year's team. Who are the two guys you're taking?
And they're in their prime.
They're in their. You get them in their prime. You get to pick the year. I'll even let you pick the year that they are born in 2021. You know, so their age, I should say. So Steve, you're up first. Adam, you're up next. Who you get?
I think I am going to take. Sorry, Iggy just walked in the room.
Hi, Iggy. Do you want to be on the team, Iggy?
So the reason Iggy just walked in the room, by the way, is before the show, Adam, you wouldn't know this. I was telling Jesse, my door fell off.
Oh,
the door to the blue room.
Slamming it so hard
fell off. No, it's so when we got the carpet replaced, the door jammed like really tightly. So it's a lot of kind of pulling it, and I got to ram it in, and then I realized one of the screws was loose, so I tightened it, and then it came undone again, and I tightened it, and it's two screws. And then today I gently closed it, and it fell off. It's just so right now I don't have a door. That's not true. I do have a door. It's just off.
Okay.
Right. So to answer your question, up front, I think I'm going to go with Dave Keon. I know.
Why?
Well, admittedly, I'm a little young to have watched him, but he just seemed like the sort of heart and soul, take no shit guy that this team needs so desperately. And then on defense, I'm trying to think of that big bruiser.
Come on.
Tim Horton.
Really? All right.
I want Tim Horton because he literally looked like if they painted over an action figure of Frankenstein to make him look like a regular dude. Like he was enormous, and he just had this chiseled superhero like Incredibles jaw. He was huge and took no shit. So I'm going to say two old guys, which may not be the most exciting answers for all of you, but I don't care. Dave Keon and Tim Horton.
Okay, my picks are better. I'll just say
I know.
That. I'm kidding. Okay, so I'm struggling up front. Clearly, you got to go with the center. You have to. The Leafs haven't had spectacular wingers in their history. They've had really good wingers, but like we're talking like Hall of Fame wingers, not too many. The two guys that I would have to fight between, I think, because of their stature and a little bit of recency bias are Matt Sundin and Doug Gilmour. So who do you go with? Matt's who made Jonas Höglander a perennial 20-goal scorer. Doug Gilmour, who bled for the team in the conference finals and was robbed by Wayne Gretzky.
Conference
and
finals.
Robbed of the Hart Trophy, too. He was the better player that year. Come at me. Okay. He was. I'm going to give it to Doug Gilmour because Doug Gilmour's peak was better than Matt Sundin's peak. If we're talking peak 2 to 3 years, Doug Gilmour's peak, to me, better than Matt Sundin's peak. This is a guy that literally lost the Hart Trophy because Wayne Gretzky existed, which is fair, and has the most points, most assists in club history.
You're going to get shit for that comment, but you're right.
He was the best. His prime was better than Matt Sundin's. Matt's was better longer.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
And maybe you might even be able to argue, like Doug Gilmour was a great defensive center as well and doesn't get enough credit for that. Especially, Flames fans that remember the 89 run. Him and Nieuwendyk were fucking spectacular centers. Just amazing.
Leaf legends, both of them.
But Doug Gilmour in his prime, at his peak, those 2 years, 93, 94, he was just unbelievable. And I'm going to say Doug Gilmour up front because they need a heart and soul bleed for the team guy. By the way, when you go watch YouTube and it's like, here's a Doug Gilmour hits collection, all of the hits are illegal. Literally every player from the 80s was leaving their feet. They're all just jumping at each other.
Yeah, him and everyone else. Yeah.
And on defense, I want to see a Jake Muzzin, Borja Salming defense pair.
Oh, yeah.
Who wants to play Borja? I got 37 stitches to the face, Salming. Not you. Not me. And that guy has his own underwear in Sweden, and he's the model because he's still in shape. He's got a six-pack. and he's like 86. The guy's insane.
Yeah, Brian McCabe referred to him as Skeletor after the alumni game at the Centennial Classic.
If you talk to Leafs alumni, like former Leaf players, about Boreas Salming and playing with them, they're like, I don't know. He's a demon. He's crazy.
Can I sidebar that for a second?
Sure.
Hockey does alumni better than any other sport. I think it's a Canadian thing where we super joyous and we all get together and that sort of stuff, and we all love hockey. But I feel like hockey, like any other sport, does alumni better. Anyways, sidebar.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, no one's watching alumni basketball games very much. You're not going to get.
They have the big three league. But like that's not the Stars.
Man, I just can't wait to see Gilbert Arenas against Hito Turkoglu or whatever.
Dude, like, Big Three League is like vicious, actually.
And they're doing
really
well.
competitive.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not like, hey, charity tournament with a bunch of guys who you're like, this guy should be on a mountain somewhere. That's how important he is to my life. And he's just out there playing hockey.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a cool thing that hockey does that I feel like no other sport really has.
Well, like think about this: when the Leafs had that outdoor game on New Year's Day, and they had the Leafs alumni versus the Wings alumni.
I was there.
And you were there, and Mike Palmatier, who's like 78, is out there, and he falls and makes a save and has to leave. Like,
Yeah,
that's enough. That's enough. I gotta go.
I have to take him out.
I will thank him forever for that, because it was a great moment. And also for me, it meant 2 periods of Felix Potvin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
So I was just like, oh, this rules.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun. And then, I also love Chris Draper and Gary Roberts getting into it. That was like they hated each other.
Yeah, like that was real. That was real.
Time.
It's pretty sweet, right? Like that's pretty cool.
I remember sitting up in the like top bleachers of BMO Field, and it was so incredibly cold because you're right on the lake, you're up top, so it's just frigid air the entire time. But it was worth it. It was a
Jesse,
lot of
who
fun.
would you pick?
Oh, I gotta think about that.
Okay.
McGinley. No. I say it right.
No. Jesse says it like half of Leaf fans ever says it.
Yeah.
McGillney was amazing.
I said it right.
Mm-hmm.
Defenseman. Bring back Dion. Give him a second shot.
Stop it.
Wow.
Stop it. Dion. Peak Dion in Calgary was pretty exciting to watch.
Yeah, that's the Dion I want.
Stanley Cup final Dion. I like that.
Yeah, but then a few years later, he's like, what do you mean I got to pivot?
We're not asking for a few years later. We're asking for peak Dion, where he's just trucking guys, just blowing people up at center ice. That was fun.
That was.
No, in all honesty, you bring back Caberlet.
No. Yeah. I'm surprised nobody said McCabe, because McCabe was really good.
I thought about it.
Yeah, McCabe was great.
And also a little shout out to Wendell Clark as well. We love you, Wendell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough credit. I received some mail.
Okay.
During the show. Mrs. Dangle brought it down.
During the show.
I got a shirt. It's what is it? Shinny & Co.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I'm showing you this is because this is Daryl Boyce's company. Remember Daryl Boyce?
Yeah. Puck to the face, Daryl Boyce?
No, not puck to the face, Daryl Boyce. Daryl Boyce, who fell into the camera hole in the boards and got half his nose ripped off.
Yeah, I remember that.
And got it stitched back on. Did not miss a game.
Oh, gosh.
He returned the next game. I believe that was against the Hurricanes.
Are you still in touch
weird.
Are you in touch with him?
Yeah, he DM'd me. He's like, you want some clothes? I go, yes, I do, Daryl Boyce. And he sent them to me.
It's been a while since Vancouver 2010. You want a refresh there, Steven?
Yeah. So now I'm going to wear these until, I don't know, 3 or 4 Olympics from now. Look at that. Thank you, Daryl Boyce. I appreciate that.
Oh, nice hoodie.
Like that. That's cool. Hey, Steve, Habs Reddit wanted to buy you a Habs jersey. What would you rather them do? Because I think there's a really important charitable aspect here.
Yeah, so someone was like, "Hey, do you want a Habs jersey or whatever?" And I think they said it jokingly, because I got this Team Canada jersey in this shadow box that's behind me on the streams. And I honestly would put a Habs jersey in there, but I don't have one anymore because I auctioned off my Jerkshire 69 jersey. Who's got a couple $100 for that towards Easter seals. But so before the season began, I don't even remember how it came up, but I said to Montreal Canadiens fans something along the lines of, if you raise $2,000 for Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, I'll make a video that's about how great the Habs are. And I did. I made the whole video. It's called The Habs Are Wonderful and Good. And you can find it on my YouTube channel. So I did that. And then someone said that about the jersey. And so I said, okay, if you raise $1,000 for all the streams in the Stanley Cup final, I'll put a Habs jersey in that shadow box. And immediately I'm getting responses from people like, we're all drunk and happy. Like, ask for more. And honestly, by the time Monday rolls around, which is when the Stanley Cup final is supposed to start, it looks like it's conceivable we could hit 10.
Wow.
$10,000 for charity?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. I haven't been able to tally it myself.
If you hit 10, you're putting on the jersey.
Wow. Sure. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah. That's a lot of money for a great cause.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Put on the jersey. Do whatever for that.
I don't give a shit. I've put one on before, and I did it like for a bet with Merrick on ice surfing. If you raise 10 grand, I'll do it too.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's that. But they're like, oh, what jersey should we get him and what number? And let's make it 67. I saw on the Reddit thing. But okay, so I can't get into my Reddit account. So let me just say, do not buy me a Habs jersey. Do not. Jerseys are expensive. They're like $300 or whatever. Like if you get me the pro stitched, whatever, don't put that money towards Easter Seals. I know someone who's a Habs fan who lives not too far away. They have an extra jersey. I'm going to borrow it and then I'm going to give it back immediately. But I'm going to borrow it for the streams and it'll go in the shadow box as promised.
Love
and that. You're also going to wear one.
Only if you hit 10K.
Okay,
deal.
Got to hit 10K.